Hi, I'm going to be sharing today about being self-led in my own healing process and my own transformation process. And I want to start out by saying that I am someone who's come from really remarkable circumstances, and I have radically transformed my life and iterated for decades. And many people know me as a psychotherapist and an energetic healer. And I am now shifting into really joining, hi Annabelle, claiming coaching. And I've coached women off and on for years, but I really continue to stay primarily as a somatic psychotherapist and an energy healer. And a lot of people will ask me, like, what is it? Or give me the Excel spreadsheet. And I work with so many different global leaders and impact makers and healers and coaches in their own right. And I wanted to clarify today about how I have come to walk the path I've walked in. I have a really good friend who is a coach, and she lives in Belgium, and her name is Katie. And she will oftentimes reflect to me like, damn, Amy, if people knew your story, fuck. Sorry, I shouldn't really swear, but there it is. They would really be inspired to work with me because I've been through so many different challenges, and I haven't shared them publicly because I wanted to respect the boundaries of being a psychotherapist. And now that I'm moving into coaching, I think some of the transparency will be really important and impactful for inspiring people to know how I have iterated into the form that I am today. I grew up with a lot of many challenges, and I probably have had every challenge other than racism. And I experienced some experiences of racism in Japan, but not the same that we have here. My ex-husband is Japanese, and I lived there for a period of time with my in-laws, and that's a story for another time. But outside of racism, I have experienced countless challenges. And at the beginning of my journey, I began to choose who I was going to work with. And as I grew from being a teenager into my early 20s, when I decided to become a psychotherapist, I iterated on the kind of therapist that I was going to see. And each time I chose someone very different. And then when I found out about somatic work and energetic healing, that really completely transformed my own personal journey with my own trauma responses and triggers. And then I found the coaching world, and I started to offer retreats, and I started to grow my business and have a very different flavor of a psychotherapy practice in Washington, D.C. I oftentimes would tell people that I am a unicorn in Washington, and in other parts of the country like California, I might be like a dime a dozen. But now I know that I am my own unique flavor no matter where I am. Each time something would come up or another layer would come up, I continued to seek and choose people who were leading themselves in the areas that I needed support. Many people know that I am a tantric coach as one of my skill sets. And part of that came from the need for my community wanting to have more access to sexual pleasure and sexuality and sensuality. And I was under-equipped or ill-equipped from a professional standpoint as a somatic psychotherapist, but also from my own personal experiences. I was really underdeveloped in my own sexual experiences and my own understanding of my own sexuality. So I became a tantric coach because I wanted to be led by someone who was a leader. And when I brought that back to my community, it was a mic drop moment. And so many women were so grateful because even in the Washington, D.C. culture, people weren't talking about sexuality or sensuality or the flavors and the varieties of sexual experiences, especially in non-heteronormative culture. And so that's one example of me really owning that I wanted to grow and develop before taking it back to clients. And each skill set that I bring to the table, from Tantra to somatic healing to coaching with excellence and coaching leaders, I went and received that help every time, and I'm still on that journey, and I still pay amazing, incredible women for their expertise and their leadership. So part of what I'm inviting you to do is really seek out people who can support you, because they're exemplary at what they do, because they have walked the path. They walk their talk, they come by their work honestly, and they know from a very personal place what it is to come from struggle into striving, into really getting the information and integrating it to transformation. So each one of us walks our own very personal journey, and working with people who have the skill set is critical. And so many people offer free content, so it's not about paying me or paying someone else. If finances are a challenge, seek out people who offer free content. I offer free content in my newsletter. I try to be more regular on Instagram. There are people who want to give to you no matter what your finances are. And when you do choose to pay someone, it should never be from pressure. It should never be from should. It should be from a place of, I want to invest in me. I want to invest in my development. I want to invest in my transformation. And this is the person that I would like to do it with. This is the person who I'm inspired by. This is the person who can guide me. So I hope that you've gotten a little bit of inspiration today with me sharing one sliver of my story, one sliver of my experience, and I will continue to show up here and share more. I hope if this inspires you, that you leave a comment. I hope that you can share this with someone who might need it. And I would love any questions about future topics that you would like me to share about. Have an amazing, incredible day.